Good morning. It is 10:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday, June the 8th. This is my weekly review for the week of June 3rd to June 7th, 2024. This week I would rate my trading as a B. Overall, we saw some drawdowns, but most entries taken were good, not great. Entered on the front side of some moves, which is typical for my trading and something I'm working on improving. This week I made two long trades in the USD Swiss franc, a long trade in the USD Canadian dollar, a long trade in the Euro US dollar, a short trade in silver, and a long trade in the S&P 500. In addition, I closed two swing long positions in McDonald's and CVS Health Corporation. It was a profitable week, increasing the account value by roughly 1.4%. On the following slides, I will go over trade entries and exits. So this is the USD Swiss franc on the 1 hour chart. The first entry of the week came as we were approaching a support level um, around 88.95 to 88.85, and this was a major support level on the daily chart. I entered a little bit early. I saw about 15 points of drawdown, and then I exited at a pretty good spot. However, we saw a news spike shortly following the exit. So I could have got a better exit, but I didn't want to hold through the news. So um, profit on that trade was 543 grand. Next, we had a long entry come in um, on Thursday evening at or Thursday afternoon at roughly 8,900 rather, and saw some drawdown on that as well, roughly 20 points of drawdown. However, I ended up taking about 57 points of profit, 58 points of profit, holding it through the non-farm payrolls up to the 1 hour 144 moving average, which kind of acts as a volume weighted average price. In Forex, there really isn't a volume weighted average price, so I just use that. And the profit on that trade was 1,620,000. Next is the USD CAD 1 hour chart. Um, I took a long entry on the support level. Um, it broke down, but then quickly reclaimed it within a couple hours. And there was a divergence on the RSI coming in at a support level. We were under the 144 moving average, which means typically we get a retracement to it when we have such oversold conditions or overbought conditions. I in hindsight, obviously, I could have held this trade for 150 points, but I would have had to held the trade the whole week. So the exit was pretty spot on. Only went a little bit higher than where I exited from, and then it retraced all the way back down to entry. The profit on the trade was 561,000. Next is the euro dollar 1 hour chart. I took a long entry near support, near the 144 moving average. We pierced through, but we did not close below. The ideal entry obviously would have been on the backside of that doji candle, not the front side where I entered. And had to hold this trade for a good 8 or 9 hours. Exited at the resistance level, and profit on the trade was $383,000. Silver 1 hour chart. we had this huge push up above the VWAP area. Um, the daily chart was looking like it was pretty much going, well, it was topping out. So I thought, okay, we've got like a 5% push up in the last 2 days. This thing is probably going to reject, and it did. I entered a little bit early. We saw about 25,000 in drawdown. We got a divergence in the 1 hour RSI in overbought territory, and I exited right before the non-farm payrolls for $92,000. And finally, we have S&P 500 1 hour chart. Um, this entry saw maybe $5,000 of drawdown, and it was a pretty good entry. I'd rate this trade an A plus. And I closed this trade also before the non-farm payrolls. Uh, had I held through it, I would have been stopped out. We saw a push up, took the highs, and then we immediately came back down and took the lows. Came back into the 144-hour moving average, um, and we bounced from there. Didn't take a long trade off that. That would have been a great entry. And yeah, so that is my week in review. And hope you all had a great week. And if you didn't, then learn something you can do better next week, and just get after it. Don't let one bad week get you down. Um, in the last 75 weeks, I've only had 2 losing weeks. So when I do have a losing week, it really gets to me because I'm somewhat of a perfectionist, but I know that that's something I got to work on as well. You can't be a perfectionist in trading. You're gonna have drawdowns. You can't stop yourself out at a drawdown just because you think, oh, I'm down some money. You got to actually have a valid reason to get out of the trade. And I think that's what I did well this week is I held on to some of my losing trades for profits, and I didn't let the market shake me out. Um, so yeah, guys, just stay strong out there. Remember that it's just one week, it's just one day. You know, even just one month. I mean, I haven't had a losing month in 2 years, but you know, sometimes I know that that could happen. There's a very good chance that that could happen someday, and that's going to be mentally a real struggle for me to try and get out of that drawdown because I'm just not used to having too many drawdowns. So, um, anyways, I hope everyone has a good trading week ahead, and stay safe out there and take care.